All right, this is the basic crop tools in Adobe Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop CC 2021 version. So on this first photo, you can see that it wasn't taken with very good composition. I'm going to go to the crop tool, which is right here. When you click on it, all of everything up at the top is going to change to give you different choices, and it's going to default to just kind of look like this. One thing you're going to notice is when you start clicking and dragging, you get the rule of thirds. If you don't use the rule of thirds, you really should. If you do not see the rule of thirds, it should default to be on, but it is right here where you can turn on the rule of thirds, or if you like the golden mean or triangles, most people just use the rule of thirds. So you can kind of make this a better composition. And now I'm going to use the rule of thirds to kind of put them off center right there on that point, because I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and you can hit enter or click this and we are done. There you go. What do you know? That is your basic crop. So I'm going to undo that and show you some differences that we can do. Of course, undo is Control Z. This time when I crop, I'm going to unclick delete cropped pixels. First off, I want you to see how big this file is. Notice that it starts, it's 22 meg large. And if you can't see that on your computer, you just need to click here and make sure it's on document size. So it's 22.8 meg. If I go ahead and crop this down, I'm going to click on the crop tool and make it about the same size as it is. You can see it has not changed. It's still 28.8. When I say OK, because I have delete cropped pixels is turned off, those are still there for me to use. You can see there is the actual outline of what was there. So I could still move this around. So if you are not sure that you like the composition, you should turn that off. The reason that you might want it on, I'm going to undo this really quickly. We're going to crop again, but this time I'm going to turn on delete crop pixels. And when I crop this, you will notice that our size has now go down to 12 meg. So if you are worried about file size, say this is going to be used on the internet, and you need to worry about load times, this is something that you should change. So that is crop using delete cropped pixels. The next one I want us to look at, we have a really cute picture of a little boy, but the headroom is not the best. Say your grandmother wants you to print this out as a 5x7. So when you're in the main crop tool, notice that you can go up here and it has some basic presets for you. So if you know you want a 5x7, you could click 5x7 and it's going to make sure that you are in 5x7, either landscape or portrait. Now, in order to really get good composition, composition rules tell us that we should try to put the eyes at that top third right about there. Now I'm going to turn off delete crop pixels. And actually, let's kind of put him over to the side here. You will notice that if we were to crop it like this, we would have basically nothing right there. Well, this is, we can use the Adobe AI and click on Content Aware. And then when we say OK, it's going to figure out using artificial intelligence what should fill in right there. So give the computer a second to do that. And it has filled it in for us. That is cropping with Content Aware Fill. It's a really good new thing that it does. So this is a problem that we have where a lot of people do not look at their horizon when they're taking a picture. Notice that it has remembered that we had 5x7 last time, so we can clear that out just by clicking clear. It's still kind of remembering it. If you just go and say, I just want it to be whatever, you can kind of clear it back out and you could even just move it back to normal. It's just remembering the last time that we used it. So this time we kind of don't need to crop, we just need to straighten. You can crop at the same time. Normally we're just going to take this thing that says straighten right here and it's going to give us this little ruler. Click and drag, don't let up. So click and drag and basically tell the computer this right here is supposed to be straight. When you let go, it will figure it out and straighten it for you. And of course we see that we have some problems here. That's fine. Make sure you have Content Aware turned on and it will fix all of these little areas. When we say OK, it has straightened it and it's fixing it right now. There we go. So that is Content Aware and Straighten Crop. Now this photo was taken with a wide angle lens, and you can, as you know, those distort. So you can see that this is supposed to be straight up and down, and it looks like it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So this time we're going to, if you click and hold your mouse down, you will see there is another tool underneath here, which is called the Perspective Crop tool. You can do this two ways. You can either just draw a simple box and then move it around, which that works fine. Or, let me back up, you can click and drag and make sure you're lining up with the things that need to be fixed. So you can see, you can use these lines to kind of line it up. And I've drawn this. Let's go ahead and add this stuff back in here. So just make sure that we're lining up with these things need to be straight. All right, that's probably pretty good. Let's see what happens. And make sure Show Grid is on. It has fixed it. So there you go. That is how to crop using Perspective Crop.